On the 8th of November 2015, I embarked on a communications study tour to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. In tow were 15 of Deakin University's finest students and 2 of their best mentors. Before this time, although I had adequate knowledge of Malaysia as a country due to my mother's heritage, I was not only a novice when it came to communications in Malaysia, but also in regards to what it would be like working in a country that thrives off their cultural diversity. Within the first week of being in KL, not only did the experiences open up my eyes to a whole other world, but it also cemented the foundations of what I would like to achieve in my future career. One of the highlights was having the opportunity to visit the Sime Darby headquarters. Sime Darby is the largest producer of palm oil in the world, and after a company presentation, we had the opportunity for a Q&A. Being an advocate for animal welfare, it was in my second nature to ask the head of communications questions about the welfare of the orangutans and the impact the production of palm oil has on the environment. I learnt a lot through monitoring how he handled the questions, unsurprisingly avoiding answering them directly. Another major highlight was the interactions we had with Malaysiakini, one of the only media organisations in Malaysia that isn't controlled by the government. The organisation is notorious for their whistleblowers who aren't afraid to break rules to investigate and report the truth. At a networking dinner just up from Jelana Law, KL's finest street food market, I had the privilege to network and learn about the day-to-day life of one of their journalists. Through this opportunity, I learnt about how censored media is in Malaysia, and despite office raids and confiscated computers, Malaysiakini were dedicated to reporting the truth. Majoring my degree in journalism and hoping to always dedicate myself to speaking the truth made this experience truly inspiring. Visiting their offices and being shown around by the editor-in-chief was an absolute honour. The fact they had an open-plan office with everyone working on the same level reflected on their belief that everyone is equal. Later in the week, I had the opportunity of experiencing what public relations is like in Malaysia through a work placement at Go International Group. It was an unnerving experience arriving at a house with a laminated piece of paper as a company sign, but after learning about their campaigns with companies such as Sephora and organising concerts for international stars such as Missy Elliott, I was soon to learn that it was merely a cultural difference. I acquired an abundance of knowledge in a short amount of time working closely with the director of the company, Jasmine Lowe, and her team. I was lucky enough to have my work published on their website and contribute to ideas for their upcoming event. It was interesting to learn about Malaysia's rubber time as we raced around KL, late for multiple meetings, as well as replacing a computer chair with an exercise ball, which they believe promoted productivity. Halfway through the study tour, a few of us took a road trip out to the historic state of Malacca. For almost 200 years, the city was ruled by the Dutch, which was obvious in the city's European architecture. The 4-hour round trip was worth a coconut shake, even though everyone was exhausted by the end of the day. As you can see, I was the only one playing I Spy. The second week saw us out at Taylor's University working with some of their beautiful students. Each one of them was so full of life. On the first day, they were nice enough to show us around their campus. This gave us a bit of insight to what studying in Malaysia would be like. We worked together organising and running a 2-day charity event to raise money for the Agathians Shelter, an orphanage which houses boys in need of a home. Together we made posters, organised different games for other students to play, and walked around campus collecting donations. Despite being out all day, in temperatures exceeding well over 30 degrees, we were successful in raising over 3,000 ringgit. We had the opportunity to personally drop it off to the orphanage, along with copious amounts of supplies, and meet a few of the boys. It was rewarding to be able to give back to a country I hold close to my heart. Through this experience, we also bonded very closely with the Taylor students, who also took us out for a 7-hour karaoke session. As a warning, you might want to turn your speakers down for the next bit. Other cultural highlights included going to see Mud, a musical on the history of KL, which gave further insight on the people of Malaysia and how certain events have contributed to who they are and how it has been adapted into the workplace. We even had the chance to go on stage and participate in the performance, although I can't say I did well at contributing to putting out the fires that struck the city in 1881. I couldn't go by without mentioning all the delicious food we ate. From our daily buffet breakfast to roti canoi, to ice kacang and fresh coconut juice every day, we were definitely in a food lover's heaven. Upon the reflections of my daily journal and reading back over my pre-departure essay, I am astonished at how much knowledge I acquired in a short amount of time, not only about communications in Malaysia, but the country as a whole. No amount of research can ever be exchanged for the real-life experiences I had the chance to live out. Besides study and work-related experiences, the main highlight included growing not only as a person, but crystallising the plans for my future and my career beside a group of 17 others I now have as friends. Amongst the devastation I felt when the trip came to an end, I could not be more grateful for a more perfect group of people to create memories with that will surely last a lifetime.